Let me show you guys something. I have an IT background and I know quite a bit about coding and AI. I consider myself a semi-expert in prompt engineering. Here's a website, webjava.com. WebJava is a world statistics type website, and all the data here is all live. For example, the current world population, over 8 billion, as you can see. Births today, over 260,000. Deaths today, over 111,000, and so forth. And there are different categories. Now, many may ask, well, what is the purpose of this? Well, all of this right here is simply the lure. The money that I'm making from this website is from the advertisements. For example, over here we have a Bluehost banner. And if one clicks on this banner to buy a Bluehost hosting account, then I get paid up to, well, anywhere between $50 to $200, depending on the plan that they choose. And there's a banner over here, and I get about $35 to $40 on this. And there are banners all throughout this website. At the top here, there are links, rich people. You go in here, and it gives the world's wealthiest people, and Bernard Arnault's number one, Elon Musk number two, Jeff Bezos number three. And for example, this guy, Bernard Arnault, he makes $3,400 per second. That's unreal. There should be a law against that. But there are advertisements throughout the entire website. Also, we have men's health, and these are all statistics, women's health statistics. There's a blog section where there are blog articles here, and throughout the blog articles, there are advertisements. For example, here's one at the bottom. Now, I built this website in less than 24 hours using an AI coding bot. And I'll talk about that in a few moments. Now, the other website is ipserian.com. This is also my domain. And as you can see from the header, best web hosting services for 2025. And what I do on this website is that I rank the top 10 hosting services from HostGator, Ionis, Hostinger, Bluehost, web.com, Namecheap, domain.com, register.com, Hostamata, and DreamHost. Visitors to the website can get a quick synopsis about these particular host services. They can click on this read review button here. They get a more in-depth review on a particular hosting service. And if they decide to buy, they click on this link. It will take them to that particular web hosting website. If they buy a plan, I get paid. And I built this website in less than 24 hours using an AI coding bot. The third website that I built, which is my pride and joy, is corecrusade.ai. And this contains more than 40 free tools. Now, all the free tools on this website has a free banner on them. If one clicks on this sign up to access, all they have to do is simply sign up, create an account. It's free, like this. Let me demonstrate this. They can sign up via Google. Now I'll choose a random account. And notice that the blue button here now says use tool. So they can go in, for example, this BMI calculator, and calculate their BMI, their body mass index. Let me demonstrate this. So they can choose between two systems, the metric or imperial. Here in the United States, we use the imperial system. I'll type in a height, my height, 74 inches, that's 6 feet 2. My weight, let's go with 210, and then calculate my BMI. Down here, my BMI is 27, and I'm categorized as being overweight. Even though I don't look it, technically I am overweight. Now, they can save this. They can save this to their profile. I won't go into that. I don't want this video to be too long. But let's go back out to the home page here, and all the free tools here are unlocked. And again, there are more than 40 free tools, and I'm adding more as I build up a website. Each of these tools, I built them via an AI coding bot. Now, all these other tools that we see here that are free, they're all the lure, and they're all functioning tools. I've tested them out myself. There are no bugs in them. They all work. Now, there are tools here for members only. These are premium tools. If a person wants to have access to these premium tools, then they can click on this upgrade to access. And I charge a $47 lifetime free to have access to not only the free tools, but the more than now 12 and growing premium tools. And this is a lifetime access. And so they click on this purchase button, they're taken here, and they can pay. Once they pay, all the premium tools that they see on the website will be unlocked. Let me demonstrate this. Assuming they've purchased a premium membership, let's scroll down. These premium tools now are unlocked, as you can see here. Let's look at one. Let's go into this AI nutrition tracker. I had quite a time building out this tool, and I could technically sell this tool for $47 easily. But let's go in here and let's use this tool. We have the AI nutrition tracker, and what it does is that it tracks your meals and analyzes their nutritional content using AI. Now, today's date is January the 27th. This is a running calendar. What they do first here is that they set a daily macro goal. What are macros? Macros are calories, protein, fat, and carbs. So they set a goal of how many calories and protein and fat and carbs they want to intake for a particular day. Say in this example, January the 27th. So they would click on this update goals button and set a goal. Let's say they want to have a daily intake of 200 calories. Let's say protein, let's make that 250, fat 100, carbs 200. Then they click on set macro goal. Now their macro goal is set, as you can see here. For today, January the 27th, they want to have an intake of 200 calories, 250 grams of protein, 100 grams of fat, and 200 grams of carbs. Let's say at this point they have a meal in front of them. This first meal of the day, breakfast, for example. They can take a photograph of that meal. They can click on this button here, give the app permission to use their camera. This works on your mobile devices as well. And then they can take a photograph of their meal, and this app will scan it. And I give instructions that they should position their camera about 1 foot, that's 30 centimeters, away from the plate. Or they can take a photograph of their plate or whatever they're eating and drag it onto the interface, or they can actually choose the file. Now, off camera, I do have some food that I've taken photographs of. And let's say the first meal of the day will be some pancakes. So I'm going to drag that onto this interface here. And notice that the app will analyze that particular food item right here. And it places it here. These are caramel pancakes with whipped cream. And we're given the macros on those. 110 grams of carbs, 10 grams of protein, 30 grams of fat, total calories 750, and we get a description here. If you scroll down even further, we have a daily nutrition timeline. This vertical axis shows the amount, we can see here, and the horizontal shows the time of day. And right now it is just past 3 p.m., so this is accurate. And below shows the entry. These are recent entries. The user can actually click on this and delete, but we're not going to do that right now. So how do we know if our daily goals that we set in here have been met? Well, there's a macro calendar that one can go to. And today is the 27th of January. And what we see here is that that plate of pancakes that we just scanned, the data is entered here. But why is it red? Well, it's red because our daily intake has not been met. So we want this to be green. So let's go back and let's pull some more food in here. I have a hot dog. So it's going to scan that item, as you can see here. And there it is. This is a cheesy hot dog with fried onions. Yep. And we get all the macro data here. It's placed on this daily nutrition timeline, and we have the entry here. So the pancakes and the hot dog, all that's tallied up. We go to our macro calendar and take a look at that. And we can see that the numbers here have increased, but we have not met our daily goal yet. Now, once you set your daily macro goals, you scan all the food that you've eaten throughout the day, then you check the macro calendar, and it's going to tell you whether or not you've met your macro goals for that day. Okay, so this is Core Crusade. I'm going to log out. It took me about a week to build out this website using an AI coding bot. Now, let's talk about those AI coding bots. The first one that I used, and I've canceled that account, I fired Lovable.Dev. Lovable.Dev is good, but it's by subscription basis. They have these 4 packages. They have a starter, launch, and scale. You pay $20 per month, and they give you so many credits or tokens. And I tell you that they are used up very quickly. So every time you enter a prompt, let me explain that. Whenever you enter information in here and tell it what you want it to do, whatever they give you in this starter package is deducted. And those credits or tokens are exhausted very quickly. And it's almost if it's by design and they want to force you to upgrade from the starter package to the launch package. If you are deeply into, say, coding and programming like I am, even this launch package, which you're paying $50 per month, and it says that you're getting 2.5 times the monthly limits, and whatever that monthly limit is, they don't really tell you. Even that can be exhausted quickly. And then if you want to upgrade to a scale 1, which is $100 per month, you get 5 times the monthly limits. And even under this package here, if you pull this down, you can go up to 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. Let's say if you go to the 50 times monthly limits, look at the price. That's $900 per month just to use this AI coding bot. Lovable.dev, you're fired. Now, the other one that I used, in fact, it was the first one I learned to use, is at Bolt.New. It's just like Lovable. It even looks the same, the interface. But it's the same thing. They have a pricing plan by subscription. They have a pro plan. I don't know why they call it a pro plan. They should call it the starter package. And you're given 10 million tokens. It's sort of, I shouldn't say, well, I guess I could say misleading because how those tokens are used is still like a mystery. So if you ask Bolt, say for example, to perform some particular task, but depending on what Bolt does, that can easily exhaust these 10 million tokens in no time. And then you're almost forced to upgrade to the Pro 50 package, which gives you 26 million tokens. And I tell you, those tokens can also be exhausted quickly. And then they have a Pro 100 plan where you get 55 million tokens for $100 per month. And then you have a Pro 200 plan where you get 200 million tokens per month for $200 per month. Bolt.New, you're fired too. So I found a new and more efficient way to build out websites and apps almost for free. We're talking for pennies. And there are no subscription plans. All you pay for is the API, and we're talking pennies. It's well worth it. Let me show you that next. Now, these are the tools that I use. DeepSeek. Many of you may have heard about DeepSeek in the news. And DeepSeek, as it says up here, DeekSeek-R1 is now live and it is open source. You don't pay for this. And it rivals OpenAI's model o1. Now, OpenAI's model o1, ChatGPT type stuff, is very powerful. But DeepSeek R1 rivals that and is free. OpenAI's model o1, you have to pay for that. And DeepSeek is available on web, app, and API. You click here for detail. I won't go into that in this video, but I will be doing tutorials on how to set all this up. And in conjunction with DeepSeek, I use a free tool called Docker. And lastly, Visual Studio Code, also free. But if you look at this, this looks just like what you see on Lovable and Bolt.New. Now, once I have all this set up, let me show you my Visual Studio interface. And right now, DeepSeek, they're having issues. In fact, let me show you that. And if we come down to the bottom, we can click on service status. And here we're told that the API service, now yesterday they were having issues. I know for a fact they were having issues because I couldn't really use it. But they're saying right here that everything is back up online and that the web chat service, they are still having issues. So they need to resolve that. But I'm willing to wait because when it was working, it was extremely fast and it was doing some stuff, man. I'm telling you. Getting back to my Visual Studio, let's get this out of the way. Here's my Visual Studio that I have set up on my Mac. And all I do here is that I come up here, let's go to this gear icon here, and I use API provider that I use is Open Router. And this is where I get my API keys. Extremely cheap. We're talking pennies. And right now it's actually working right now. I can see it's coding for me. I gave it an instruction. I'll get back to that in a few moments to show you. And you can see that the model that I'm using right here is DeekSeek-R1. And I've also installed Cline. To install Cline within Visual Studio, you go to the extension tab here and you type in Cline and install it. It's free. Now, let's go down to Cline, which is right here. And this is where I would give DeepSeek instructions. Now, right now it's working on app that I'm building. And look at it. It's working. It's doing what it needs to do. This is what I would see on Lovable.Dev and Bolt.New. And yet it's free. Only thing that I'm paying for are the API keys. And I've preloaded Open Router with about $10, and that will last me for a month or more. So this is why I fired Lovable.Dev and Bolt.New. No more subscriptions. This is all free. Anyone can set this up. In a future video, by the end of next week, I will create a full tutorial on how to set all of this up. DeepSeek is extremely powerful and it's only going to become even more powerful once it evolves. This is the way to go. Now, DeepSeek has caused an uproar in the stock market today. My NVIDIA stocks are down because of DeepSeek. But for now, I'm very pleased with it. So I can see right now that DeepSeek, they're still having some issues because this is still not outputting like it did a few days ago or yesterday. But that's to be expected. I suppose that their volume is very high right now because DeepSeek is in the eyesight and earshot of many. So they're jumping onto the platform, but it is open source. So stay tuned for those tutorial videos by the end of next week, maybe before, if I have time to get to it. So this is something that I also do. If you are a young person, I highly advise that you learn how to do AI prompting. Become an AI prompt engineer. You don't need to know how to code. You simply know how to ask these AI coding bots what you want it to do. That's the key, knowing how to communicate with these tools. That's that. Until the next video, you guys take care.